Morning, ladies. It's the final day of the early morning workout challenge, which is really sad. But I hope you've enjoyed this week working together. Let me know if you're joining me this morning. Drop a comment in the box just to make sure that you can hear me, that my mic's working before I start whittering along. This morning we are going to stretch, so a little bit different from the previous 4 days where we've been doing a workout. We're going to relax this morning. We're going to focus on our breath. We're going to focus on lengthening the muscles in the body and take it nice and steady because it's first thing in the morning and things might be a little bit creaky. Hi Bex, hi Jackie, hi Bethan. Can you all hear me? Can you just give me a thumbs up or just tell me the sound's good? Oh, you can hear me. Excellent. Thank you, Lisa. Hi, Nicola. All good. Okay. Well done, ladies, for getting up again this morning. I hope you enjoy this one. Stretching is really, really important, and people don't tend to do it as often because they think, well, what's the point? You know, I need to tone my abs, I need to strengthen my legs. Why would I be stretching? But it's really important to keep your range of movement, particularly, you know, as we're getting older. So that's going to avoid any injury. It's also going to get rid of any aches and pains in the body. And it actually helps to optimize your breathing. It helps to keep your circulation really good. And it just feels good. If I don't do anything else in the day, I stretch. Absolutely, always have. And I feel weird if I don't. So it just means stretching, you know, you're able to keep up with the kids, you're less likely to pull something because if we pull something, it doesn't heal as quickly as it once did. So really, really important. I can't stress that enough. So we're going to get going and we're going to work through the body. We've got 15 minutes, so it's limited time in which we can do, but we're going to work through the body. So sitting cross-legged. If that's not comfortable for your knees, just taking the legs out to the side. So cross-legged, and we're going to lengthen the spine. So you need to be sat right up on your sitting bones. So if you wobble around on your bottom, those are the bones that you can feel in your bottom. So you're not sat back with a curled back on the padded part of your bottom. Sitting up nice and tall, pulling the tummy in and relaxing the shoulders down into the back. And we're going to drop the head forwards. So you must keep the shoulders pulled back, down, relax the shoulders down into the back, so they're melting your shoulder blades down. And then pull the head up, keeping the back of the neck long, you're going to look up to the ceiling. So you're not going to come into this position where the neck completely crunches, you're here. So it's a nice long neck. And take the head back down again, looking at the floor, and straight. Take your right ear down to your right shoulder, keeping the shoulders straight so you're not tipping. And then you're going to take your left hand and push through the heel of the hand. So you now can feel the stretch coming down through the neck, where we hold a lot of tension, of course. And then if you turn your head to look down towards your armpit, that stretch comes further through the back of the shoulder. Remembering that we're keeping the tummy pulled in and we're breathing through the rib cage. And bring the head up to the center. Other side, drop the ear down to the left shoulder and press through the heel of the right hand. And then gently turn the head towards the armpit and keep pressing down through that hand. And relax the head, bringing the shoulders all the way up to the ears and release them down, and all the way up to the ears and release them down, and then rolling the shoulders back. 2, keep the breath steady. 3, 4, and now bring the shoulders forwards. 2, 3, and relax them down. 4. Lifting up your left arm, and we're going to stretch over to the right. So we did this earlier in the week, keeping both sitting bones on the floor and reach. So you're thinking about the reach coming from the waist all the way through to the fingers. A nice deep breath here through your rib cage, so then you can feel the stretch through all these tiny muscles in the ribs here, the intercostal muscles. So reach, and then the other side, lifting up. So we always lift up before we go over. A nice deep breath through the rib cage so we can feel the stretch coming, opening out the side of the body, and also warming the spine up a little bit. And one more each side. And relax. Good. And the other way. Good. And up. We're going to lie down on our back and we're going to do some rotations in the spine. You may hear some clicking because it's first thing in the morning, but don't worry about that, provided it's not hurting you. You're going to bring the knees in and hug them into the chest. And then carry the knees, both knees, over to the side. So use your tummy so the knees don't collapse, keeping both shoulder blades on the floor, and take the knees down. So you're going to help the knees by pressing them with this arm. The other arm is out to the side, palm down. Better to have the palm down, shoulder blade on the floor to get a nice stretch through the chest. And then you can take your head the opposite direction to the arm that's extended. So head towards the legs, if that's okay with the neck. If it's not, keep looking up at the ceiling. So again, nice deep breaths here. And you can stay here for longer if you want. If you repeat this stretch, you can put me on pause if you're doing the replay. But we're going to bring the knees, using the tummy, back to the center and then take it over the other side where I squash my mic pack. There we go. Oh. Okay, so you need to take your head away from the extended arm and pull the knees down. And you might find that one side is tighter than the other. That's perfectly normal. But it's good to learn things about your body when you're stretching. Nice deep breaths through the rib cage, getting those ribs to move out to the side and back in again, keeping the tummy pulled in. And bring the knees back to the center. This time you're going to extend your left leg straight and keep the right knee pulled in, and then you're going to carry your right knee across your body. So again, you're getting a rotation in the spine, but you're also going to get a stretch through the glutes and the outer thigh. So same arm position. Nice deep breaths. And using the breath to relax always into the stretch. So we don't pulse anymore. That used to be the thing back in the day where you would reach over your legs and pulse. Now we're using the breath. Come center, change legs, and then carry the other leg across the body, arm out to the side and over. So these particular exercises, lying on the floor, rotating the spine, are really good if you spend a lot of time sitting, if you're sitting at a desk, or if you spend a lot of time traveling. It's really good just to lengthen out the spine and rotate, get rid of any little niggles, and come center and hug the knees back in. Okay, so we've worked the shoulders, or the neck, the shoulders. We've rotated the spine. We're going to move through to the glutes now and do a little stretch there. So bringing your right leg, folding that in front and folding the left leg behind. You're then going to take the right leg and take it out to 90 degrees. So take the heel away from the body. So the leg is at 90 degrees. Sitting up nice and tall, rotate to that leg and then lie down on your thighs. Your sternum's coming over the knee. You're going to take your left hand and hold the heel so the leg can't slide back. Take the body down and then you can rest your forehead on the back of your other hand. Now, it really depends how tight you are in your glutes, in the muscles in your bottom, as to whether you can feel this or not. So some people get to about here and it's intense and it's enough. Some people can go all the way down and not feel a thing. If you can't feel it, that's great. That means you don't have tight glutes. it means that you need to do a more advanced version of this, which I'm going to show you in a minute. If you're finding you can feel that stretch here, you're going to stay there and take some deep breaths and relax over that leg. If in that position you can't feel it in the glutes, you're going to come into a forward lunge. This is intense, so please don't do this if you have a knee issue or if you have tight glutes. You take the front leg and you fold it out so that the shin is parallel, and then you take the pelvis down. Okay, this is stretching through the hip flexor as well as through the glutes at the front. But that one is quite intense, so please don't do that one if you don't need to. It's not as relaxing as this one. So we've had a few breaths over here. We're going to bring the body up and bring that leg back in. You're now going to extend your back leg out behind you. So your body's still facing this knee, hands either side of the knee. If that is very tight, if you do a lot of running, a lot of cycling, then your hip flexor, just at the front of the pelvis here, can be very tight. So you may need to take the body down a little bit first to begin with. The further up you bring the body, the more of a stretch you're going to feel. If you can, you're trying to straighten the legs so the knee will come off the floor. If the leg's bent, the knee's down here, but that might be absolutely fine for you. We're trying to straighten the leg. If your body's up, you can straighten the leg. The next stage is to take your hip bone down towards your heel to increase the stretch. So you can see this is an important stretch if you're ever working towards the splits. For your back leg, everyone always focuses on the hamstrings for splits, but obviously one leg has to go behind. If you've got tight hip flexors, you're never going to get down into the splits. So I'm not suggesting that that is your aim, particularly at 6:15 in the morning, but if that is something that you're working towards, do remember to do this stretch as well. And bringing that leg in. We're going to change legs. So taking the left leg, folding that in front, and the right leg behind, and you're going to carry that leg to 90 degrees, sitting up, rotate towards the leg, and carry the body down over the leg. If you're doing the more advanced version, obviously you're going to do that on the other leg now. So the further forward you carry this heel, the more intense the stretch. And you need to just try and relax, take a few deep breaths. So with stretching, you're always going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. And as you exhale, you try to relax further into the stretch. So rather than gripping in the body because you're fearful of something happening, you're going to try and breathe that tension out of the body. So you're doing a scan of the body while you're stretching, just to see if you're holding tension anywhere. And you'll often find tension somewhere in the body. So just trying to relax. Nice deep breaths, and coming up, fold that leg back in, and now you're going to extend your other leg out to the side, keeping the body facing this front knee, lengthening the spine. Trying to work to get this leg straight, and the hip, if you can, down towards the heel. Lengthening the body, pull the tummy in, and relax. Taking the legs out to second. So again, in this position, so we're going to stretch the adductors now, they're your inner thighs. When you do leg workouts with Breaking Ballet, we do use these inner thighs quite a lot, whether we're working on the mat or whether we're standing up. So always like to stretch out these muscles. So sitting right up on the sitting bones again, if you're not managing that, if you're back here, then you need to bring the legs in a little bit. If you're very, very tight and you can't straighten the back, I would suggest you lie down and you stick your legs up to the wall, open the legs so the back is completely flat and protected, but you're still getting a stretch through the legs. So we're lifting up, rotating towards your right leg, a deep breath in, and you're thinking up and over with the crown of the head. And we're going nice and steady, we're not going mad, lengthening the spine over the leg. We're definitely not working towards nose down to knee and curling the spine in this position. We want to lengthen the spine, hinge from the hip, and reach with the sternum forwards to the foot. And relax. So imagining these muscles lengthening in the leg. Scanning the body again while you're taking your deep breaths. And just making sure you're not holding any tension anywhere. And lifting up. And we're going to rotate the other way. Deep breath in, up and over, and reach. Lengthening the spine. So inside my membership, inside Backstage, also inside the new course that is being released on Monday, the 28 Days to a Flatter Tummy, we do a lot of tension release exercises and we use tennis balls. So in the new course, I focus on the neck and shoulders because that's where most people hold their tension. The reason for that, and let's come up, so we'll stretch while I gibber on. Deep breath in. And fold forwards this time, hinging from the hip. The reason for that is because the body, all the muscles in the body are connected by something called fascia. So if you've ever prepared raw chicken and you see that white film that's over the chicken, that's the connective tissue, that's the fascia. That runs through our entire body as well. So if we have very tight hamstrings, for example, it's not necessarily going to help us just by stretching our hamstrings, because if we're tight in the neck and shoulders, it has a direct impact on the hamstrings. If we have lower back pain, that might be because you have tight glutes. So it's all connected, and we have to work on the fascia in the body as well. So that's where these tension release exercises come in. As I say, inside the new course, there's one specifically on the neck and shoulders because that's where the vast majority of women, and pulling up, suffer with tension. And open. Bringing the soles of the feet together. So another nice way to relieve tension in the body through the fascia is to get a golf ball and pop that under your foot and roll the golf ball under the foot, massaging underneath the foot because there's a lot of fascia underneath the foot. Massage that and it relieves tension in the body. So there's another tip for you to use. So this, we're pulling the heels as far towards the bottom as you can, lengthening the spine, letting the legs just drop. If you're very lucky and you're a flat turnout, the knees will go straight to the floor. If that is you, then please bring your body forwards to increase the stretch. It is not me. I do have a few ladies in my classes who sit like this and their legs are completely flat. I'm not envious at all. If you don't have that, you're now going to take hold of your ankles and use your elbows to very gently encourage the knees further towards the floor. Very gently, opening up the hips. You're going to feel this on the inner thighs as well. Nice deep breaths. And gently pulling the legs together. Last one for the hamstrings. We're going to take a stretch over straight legs at the front. I use a slightly different technique. We don't just stick the legs out and reach. We're going to do it this way. So I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to wrap the arms underneath your legs and then lengthen your spine. So there should be no gap whatsoever between your thighs and your tummy and your chest. So you're wrapping and holding it nice and tight. You're then going to walk the feet forwards, keeping that nice tight position. So you're not going to let a gap appear between your legs and your body. You're going to keep it in nice and tight. So take the feet as far forward as you can, keeping that position, maintaining that tightness between the thighs and the body. And then you're going to release the arms to the calf muscles or the ankles. Move this way a little bit. Okay, so you're here. And from there, you're going to lengthen out the right leg underneath you. Keep the body down. So your body's still attached to this thigh. But you're lengthening from underneath the right leg or left leg, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so feel the stretch coming up the back of that leg. Bend it back in, body's on the thighs, and then lengthen out the other leg. Stay relaxed. Nice deep breaths again. So on the exhale, focusing on relaxing the body. And bend that leg back in. Now extending out the right again. And you're going to keep it there and lengthen left. So your body's nice and long over the legs. And you've lengthened both legs. So taking a few deep breaths here, and we're just going nice and steady. It is first thing in the morning. Please don't overdo it. But remember, we're not nose to knee, we're lengthening the spine. The idea is we want to get the tummy down towards the thighs without intentionally sticking your tummy out. So you're keeping the tummy pulled in, but it is that feel of lengthening to get the lower part of the body towards the legs. We're now going to flex the right foot, and now you're going to feel it coming through the calf as well as the back of the thigh, and flex the left. Deep breaths, trying to relax. And then reaching forwards, pulling up and opening. And there we have it, ladies. So we've gone through some basic stretches all the way through from the neck, the shoulders, the spine, the glutes, the hip flexors. We've opened out the hips and we've worked the hamstrings a little bit as well. There are obviously thousands of different stretches that you can do, but they're nice gentle ones that you can do in the morning to wake the body up. You can do those any time of the day, actually. Any questions by anyone after that stretching? Hi Stephanie, hi Ruth, hi Carla and Dawn and Helen and Paula and Anna. Anna loves stretching, so do I, Anna. Lee from Scotland, hi Lee. Cindy, what are you doing? It's 1:20 a.m. my time in the US. You did not get to bed on time. Oh my word. Yes, go to bed. Wow. Hi Tina, hi Lydia, hi Jenna, hi Jacqueline and Bex. You loved it, excellent. Stephanie loved it. Helen. Oh, Lisa's aiming for the splits for her 50th in January. Excellent, Lisa. Inside backstage, we have a Towards the Splits challenge. So that helps you work all the different parts of the body to get down into the splits alongside those tension release exercises as well, which are really, really important. I find stretching fascinating. I could geek out on the body and the fascia and everything. We don't have time for that this morning, and I will bore you rigid. However, just to say that stretching is very, very important. I ran classes on stretching, which will resurrect themselves again soon. And it's really important for mental health as well as for our physical health. So well done, ladies. I'm so thrilled that you joined me this morning. And also, if you've joined me, if this is the 5th day you've done, that is amazing. I am putting all these workouts onto my YouTube channel so that if you want to carry on and do these workouts every morning, you have the ability to do that. Obviously, you won't be with me live, but you can still follow those workouts and do them when you want to do that. In other news, I'm really excited because Monday I am launching my new course. I briefly mentioned it when we were stretching. 28 days to a flatter tummy. That does have a stretch session in it as well, because of course, getting a flatter tummy is not just about exercise and healthy eating. It's a whole lot more involved than that. If we are not sleeping, if we're stressed out, if we've got poor posture, these all contribute towards maintaining weight around the midsection, which unfortunately is something that happens post age 40 because of the changes that are happening in our body. It's far more difficult to shift that weight, and we start to see it building up as well. So the course designed very much for those women who are approaching 40, in their 40s and beyond, who want to shift that mum tum. They're just sick of the, not feeling comfortable in jeans and just really wanting to start to flatten the tummy with a good diet, thinking about hormone balancing, thinking about IBS and how we deal with that. but also, the workouts you need to be doing, but how to alleviate stress. There's a lovely breathing session in there. Breathing is one of the most powerful things that we can do to help the nervous system to calm things down in the body. So that will be released on Monday. If you're interested, get your name down on the wait list. You'll be the first to hear on Monday when it's released. As an early bird price, it's just £35 for an entire 28-day course. That's yours to keep. And you can repeat it whenever you like. So it's amazing value. I wanted to create something that was accessible to everybody. I know not everyone wants to be part of a membership and have recurring payments or pay a fortune for a course. So it's something that I've structured that is available to everybody. So have a look at that. Let me know what you think on Monday. Otherwise, it's been an absolute pleasure to work alongside you this early morning. I hope you continue to do so. I get up at the same time every morning. I don't always work out. I do other things because I work out during the day anyway. However, I'm always up nice and early, so if ever you want to message me or post in the group, I will see it first thing in the morning. Let me know that you're carrying on. Let me know that I've inspired you to do this, to get your 8 hours sleep in and to feel good that you've done your workout for the day and you have, you're proud of yourself, that it's not something you need to tick off the list during the day. It's done. So go and have your 10 minutes of me time, whatever that is, whether that's sorting things out ready for the day or just relaxing for a few minutes. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and I hope to speak to you very soon. Bye everyone.